Hello and welcome back to this week's Talking Ads Live. It's us three again, but we are joined by another guest, and Alex has got an interesting story about this one.
I do. So this is Hayley. Hi Hayley, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Brilliant. The way the screen is cut, I'm not actually here. But so Hayley and I randomly went to university. Well, not randomly went to university together. We didn't speak. We were on the same course for 3 years and didn't know each other at all. And then we went to a conference a month ago, pretty much. And we met there, sort of worked out. We had mutual friends on Facebook and worked out that obviously had known each other maybe for how long ago was it? We went to uni like 10 years,
10 years ago,
something like that. So in this conference, like, people were there from Australia, New Zealand, Russia, all around the world, and it's just like randomly two people on the same course. And we found some Facebook photos of Hayley from graduation. I'm in the background. It is a bit ridiculous. But now you're actually doing something more in line with our degree now, aren't you, Hayley? Can you tell us like what you do and about Motion Hatch as well?
Yeah, so I'm a freelance motion designer and animator, and I also run a company called Motion Hatch, which is a podcast and a community for motion designers, helping them with the business side of things. So things like how to get clients and, what to charge and things like that. So yeah, it's really good fun. I guess it is more in line with what we learned at uni on the film production course than what you guys are doing now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Cool. So we've got a few kind of animated ads and some normal ads as well. So I guess we're
ready to go. Well, do you want to give a teaser, maybe, of what we got?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So Hayley, do you want to give us like a bit of a sneak preview of what you brought today?
Yeah. So I think one of them is a cat's protection ad. Is that right? No, I'm like, what? I can't remember.
Hayley gave me about 10 different ads. We
whittled
it down in the last couple of minutes. The cat's protection.
Yeah, so that's like a fun animation, talking about how you should look after your cat. And I have a cat, so I'm always very interested in stuff like that. And also, I think the other one is an ad for one of my products through Motion Hatch, it's just kind of like a little thing that we put out on the Motion Hatch Facebook to get animators interested in, what the product was about, basically.
Cool.
Nice. Tom?
Mine's a Tesco ad this week from Instagram, which has an interesting statistic about brown sauce. Interesting and fun.
You can't get much more
that's right.
That's right. Yeah. Wow.
Hold on to your hats.
Mine is a Twitter ad. Mine is for Google Translate, and I just really liked it because I kind of connected with it because I felt like it was something I would do, and I kind of laughed to myself. That's something I would be like. Yeah. That one's fine.
Brilliant. I have got an ad that I can't really give it away without. So it's something we've never seen before on this show, and I've also got another variation of the cat book that you, Tom, ended up buying.
Okay, great.
So, Hayley, if you didn't see it last week, there was an ad for like you can have a story about your cat, basically a personalised story, and then I said on the show what sort of idiot would buy it, and Tom bought it seconds after we were.
Yeah, delivered today. Haven't got it with me, but next week maybe.
We'll bring it next week.
Next week we'll bring it, yeah.
And can you bring a little photo of your cat?
Yes, of course.
Brilliant. All right.
Cool. Shall we start with you then, Hayley, and your ad if you're ready?
Yeah. So should we go with the cats one?
Yeah. It's very cat themed this week.
It
was animation themed.
A little bit. And it would be really good if it also played as well. So just bear with me a second. Okay. So we talked about being prepared. Can we go to a different one?
Yeah. Should we go on mine?
Yeah. Perfect.
That's a video too. So hopefully that was. Oh yeah, that was mine. So I don't know if you saw, but basically it's someone going to eat, and then she thought it was going to be really nice, and then it was in, I think it was Chinese, and the translation was fish bladder. I like how she pretended like she, at the end she was like, "Mm." And that is something I would literally, I would do that. I really liked how. And I am that sort. I would do that if that was me. I would pretend that I liked something, even though it was really disgusting, because I'd feel bad and maybe a bit awkward. And I just kind of laughed to myself. That's actually really quite funny, and I don't know. It's really natural, and the way she actually really hated it, and she kind of looked at them and was like, and you can't even see the other person, which I think there's someone else there. I would assume. And I think that's, even though you don't really need to see them, because her reaction kind of says it all.
Yeah.
And we all know what Google Translate is. I mean, they probably don't really need to advertise it, or maybe they do. And there's probably loads of apps out there now that you can translate on. But yeah, no, I just thought, I just know, I just thought it was really funny, and I was like, that's so me. I would do that. Pretend I liked fish bladder, when actually probably wouldn't.
Have you ever tried fish bladder before, Hayley?
No, I haven't. That doesn't sound too nice.
I don't even know it was a thing. I mean, maybe it's a cuisine of theirs, but yeah, no.
Maybe. Yeah.
I think we like ads as well. If you can make people laugh, you're like won half the battle, haven't you? And then I think suppose everyone knows about Google Translate already, so I don't know what they're trying to achieve other than make people.
And an interesting one to target you if they have targeted it, or whether they've just sort of broad brush thrown it out to as many people as possible. But
yeah, I mean, I only used to use it in my GCSE French days, and that's all really. I don't really use it anymore. Although sometimes I use it if I need to know how a word is pronounced. I kind of in some of the work I do here, that's kind of something I check sometimes, or how what context it's used in. But yeah, no, I don't really use it that often. So yeah, I don't know why it was
cool
given to me.
Good one.
I can play this cat video now.
Oh, cool.
I was. we haven't lost it, but it will just take me a second just to queue up.
Meet Felix and Rosie. Their owners must follow the 5 welfare needs. These can be remembered as PERS. The P of PERS means place to live. Cats need a dry and safe place to live. They sleep twice as long as we do. Felix likes to get up high on the cupboard. Rosie loves places to hide. This box is perfect. Remember never to wake a sleeping cat, as it will scare them. Bye, Felix. Bye, Rosie.
Cool. So I suppose it wasn't as an ad as such, but I suppose, is it from like an animation point of view, Hayley, that you love that one?
Yeah, so I just really like it because it's like basically a really, really good animation, and I really wish that I could have done that. Like, they're my perfect client, right? Because I got my cat from Cats Protection, and I think the cat in the animation looks like my cat, Elvis. So it's just really like, you know, when you see something, you're like, oh, that's really cool. And I like that it's like an educational side of things. So I guess it like is kind of an ad for Cats Protection in a way, because they're sort of doing it a bit like, it's sort of a bit like content marketing through animation, I guess, for the charity. So yeah, I think it's really, really cool, and I really like it. And it's just a good example of how you can use animation like in your company to kind of get people's attention and to teach them something and provide them some value, as well as like, you know, bringing up awareness for Cats Protection basically. So I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And if like someone watching this now watched that and thought this is really cool, that's given me an idea for my business, how would they, so where do you freelance animators hang out? Where, or should they just contact you?
Yeah, well, like, yeah, if anyone's got a cat-based animation, definitely come to me. No. Yeah, I don't know really. I think it's, yeah, like obviously I do client work and things like this, and I do stuff for the United Nations and the Gates Foundation, and try to do animations that kind of have more of a positive impact on the world. I think as for where animators hang out, yeah, I don't know really. I guess that a good place to look for animators is probably LinkedIn. I'm trying to teach a lot of animators to get more involved in LinkedIn because it's obviously quite like a B2B place to find clients and things like that. So I think, just putting yourself out there on LinkedIn and sharing animation process and stuff like that is good for animators to do. So I'd probably start looking there, or contact me, especially if you've got cat animation to do.
Absolutely. And then how much does that, I guess it's in terms of how much would that kind of cost? I guess if you were like ballpark, I guess it depends. I suppose there isn't like an industry kind of set figure, is there?
No, I think it depends on, for stuff like that. I mean, there's quite a lot of character animation in it, like for the cat and the little boy and stuff. So that always takes quite a long time. I think that people think that animation takes less time than it does to do, because if you imagine you've got to design everything, and then you've got to bring it all into After Effects or wherever you're animating it, and then animate it as well. And I think what was that, 30 seconds or something? I mean, that could take a couple of weeks, even up to a couple of months. It depends, obviously if you're the client as well, how many revisions you want and things like that. So it's really, really hard to tell. I think the best way to tell how much animation costs is to have a script in place, and then you give the animator the script, and then they can usually ballpark it from that.
Cool. Nice one. All right. Cool.
Tom?
Yeah, sure. So this is one I saw on Instagram earlier this week. So that was quite quick. That one said, I think 2.5% of us have brown sauce with our Christmas dinner. And which I sort of like the way the ad runs through into the video. Yes, brown sauce, which is, I love brown sauce, but I would never have it on my Christmas dinner. I have it on everything else but that. And I can't believe 2.5% of people actually do that. Yeah. I thought it was good. Really made me smile. I mean, in terms of, it does say learn more as a call to action, but I'm not going to buy a turkey online. I don't think, but it does get me thinking about it. I'm not cooking Christmas dinner this year, but if I were, then I would need to start thinking about getting my turkey now. So Tesco sort of doing that, and in terms of anything that's going to push as much reach as possible, because they say people aren't going to buy their turkeys online. Anything that sort of gets that kind of shareability of it's really good, and also it's a good way of them using their own data. They did the survey themselves. Right. Captured it and used it in a good way. I mean, we've talked about using your own data from an SEO point of view to get good links, and also to publish that original insight. And that's exactly a really good a really good way of doing it for your ads as well.
Absolutely. Cool. Sorry. 2.5%.
Yeah, I don't know. I hear of people having ketchup on toast, and I think that's a bit odd.
That is awful.
I think everyone loves Christmas dinner. I would think maybe. And I like that. They've kind of used something that everyone's going to love. Everyone's thinking about now. Use something that's shocking. You're like, ooh. But then when you say, I mean, I don't cook, I help with the Christmas dinner. I don't cook it. My mum does. And so if me looking at that, it wouldn't trigger me to think of, I need to get the turkey. Whereas I think you said it would, maybe.
Yeah, I think, if I were cooking it, I'd think I've got to get turkey from somewhere. I need to start thinking. I need to order it.
Right.
I suppose, so whether you do that online, maybe. But in terms of, I need to think about where I'm going to get it from. Yeah. With Christmas only being, 3 weeks away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We always go to a local butcher for our turkey.
Yeah,
and that's my bit. You lot sort everything else out. I'll sort
the irrelevant bits.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'm actually, not to blow my own trumpet, I'm pretty good at doing turkey.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. There's a Gordon Ramsay recipe. I'll share the link.
Okay.
Basically, you're putting a bucket load of butter under the skin, bacon on top, and then I can't remember what else is with it, but I do that recipe every time, and the turkey is...
Do you stuff it with anything?
No.
No meats you'd rather be eating, like pork or chicken?
No.
Okay. Interesting.
So, fun facts for you.
Hey, nice.
Brown sauce, where you at?
I don't know. I mean, I'm a vegan, so I'm not going to be having turkey anyway, but I'm definitely not going to be having brown sauce on a turkey.
Even if I.
Yeah, exactly.
That was funny. I did. We had a bacon sandwich this morning. I did notice you didn't butter your back, but you did put brown sauce on.
I don't see the point in butter. I'm going to throw it out there.
Whoa,
that's right. You heard me. The moisture that you get from.
Have you got any P45 forms?
Yeah. The condiment is enough moisture.
Well, I mean that's just another. That's just another. This has just gone horribly wrong. Right, let's get back on track.
I've received a lot of hate for that, so you're no different.
Oh, that's funny.
Brilliant.
That was a good ad, I like that.
Yeah, no, it was very, very good. Right, okay, cool. So, yeah, we've never seen this before. Put your seatbelt on, get ready. It keeps going. Still not done. There's a PS.
Oh.
Just in case you haven't read enough.
And someone's promoted this.
This is a sponsored marketing company.
Oh.
And there's a video as well, just in case there wasn't enough information in the ad. So I got bored very quickly, but I guess I wasn't the target market for it. If we go back, you can see story. If I try and pause this, hang on. So the one thing that got me was it's an agency all about telling your story, but there was no kind of story in it as well. So it was kind of like, and it was just long.
Yeah, and I find when you have sort of ads set up in terms of line, I actually find it harder to read.
Yeah.
When it is that much information, I'd rather it was sort of condensed into two very long paragraphs.
Especially when you've got video as well, because
that should tell.
I think what he's trying to do is filter out, like proper filter. Like if you read all that and you watch that video and you click through, your conversion rate is going to be high. But
maybe, but then you'd like the video to do that work for you.
Yeah, no, agreed.
I would, because I've had emails, like email marketing emails like that before.
Yeah.
And on like first glance, my first thing was, have they just copied an email marketing email and just put it into Facebook?
Yeah. So what have you seen anything like that before, Hayley?
Not really. It got my attention because it said Gary Vee, and then after that I was just like, what?
Exactly,
What's happening?
I think that's why I stopped originally, because I didn't know, because you obviously got the read more. I didn't know it was going to be that long, so I saw the Gary Vaynerchuk thing, and that's what made me. And then the name Story Matters. I thought, this might be quite interesting. There'll be like an interesting story, and there wasn't.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because they sort of set themselves up quite nicely for it, being story matters and having, if they want to try that kind of ad style, then surely the bit they are missing is the story.
5 years ago, I lived in a dumpster.
Yeah.
Now, I've got a car. Or something.
You're back.
Yeah, but that story, but something, I was expecting like a really interesting story that would sort of draw me in. I just got bored. Very quickly.
I would, definitely.
Yeah. Did you read it all or not? You didn't?
No. I didn't have a week. I only had 45 minutes and only got through 30% of it. So.
Did you watch the video?
No, I did not. No.
So I wonder what the video actually said. Compared to like what the writing said. Maybe if it said the same thing, I mean that's ridiculous.
It was. I think he's public speaking about storytelling and stuff. Yeah, so I don't know. I've saved the link, so while we're watching one of the others, I might be able to dig it out.
Let's have a look. Yeah.
If we've got more, I think we've got another video for Hayley. So Hayley, with this one, do you mind? Because we had we kind of sat on the same table on the second day, and we were part of a mastermind group. And it was like talking about how we can, like, problems in our business and things like that. And then, in fact, actually, we were giving Hayley a bit of a hard time the night before, weren't we, about you?
Yeah.
So, do you mind me sharing how much revenue you made on this particular ad or not? But don't feel pressured.
I did some ads, but I don't think that the thing is, I don't think anything came directly from the ads in the end. I think it came from, building the community and stuff like that. But yeah, you can share if you want. That's fine.
Okay, so yeah,
it's not particularly from this ad, but I think this helped in, like, when we shared it on social media and stuff, and in the Facebook group and things like that as well.
Really. So a couple of points to be made there, that Hayley's built up this community of, so this is what the conference was about, like having a niche kind of community and you being the person that kind of leads it. So I guess it's kind of, she launched her, so it was your first kind of, so it was like contracts for freelance motion designers. So it's kind of like so Hayley went out and got some solicitors to draw up like a template contract that they can use for like projects. So a lot of them, like, I did it when I first started freelancing. It's all word of mouth, it's all handshake and everything, and then you come up with a lot of problems. So this contract template, essentially they can download, put their name in, client's name in, and it's all legit. So, Hayley was always a bit of a downer on what she'd done. But her first ever product, she made 20 grand off in, how long was it? And what time period was that?
Well, some of it was from pre-launch in July and some of it was from launch in October. So I guess like about sort of 2 months, but not 2 months next to each other, if that makes sense. Ish, maybe a bit less.
So like 20 grand, and she was like, I don't think it's that good. I think 20 grand's all right. And obviously that she had the cost of the solicitors and everything, but she's got that product now. And she's got a community, this Motion Hatch community and podcast. They're all freelance motion graphic designers. They will all of them will need this. So it's like an evergreen product now that the costs have all gone. So it's interesting. How do you know what percentage of has come from ads and what has come from that community that you'd already built up?
Yeah, it's really hard to tell because I think that I am like not that versed in this kind of stuff. So I thought I had my Facebook pixel set up and everything correctly, but I don't think I did. Okay. So I think it was more like people might have seen it, but then they haven't. I'm not sure like directly how many people clicked through. I kind of just tried to play around with it a bit on Facebook and see like what I could do, but I definitely think in the future that I might do some more ads and stuff for it. It's just I kind of almost didn't want to push the ad side of it too much because you want to see organically what you can as well first and then kind of go more down that route. And obviously because I'm not that well versed on Facebook ads.
Yeah, no, that's it. I mean, the thing is for me, if I was doing ads, I'd do ads for people to join the community, build the trust, and then they find the contract from either an episode about contracts or like you get a guest on. Whenever you get a guest on and you talk about their early days and problems with contracts, you can be like, by the way, I've got this thing, and you're not even selling it. And I have my ads, building up the community from that as well. Because the chances of someone sort of just buying something like that, a legal document of someone they've never kind of heard before, I think less than.
It also gives you the opportunity to upsell other stuff as well over a longer period.
Yeah, exactly.
I think so. And like I'm already doing ads, like a mid-roll ad on my podcast about the contract bundle now, which is I just started doing that recently because someone was saying at the conference, I can't believe that you're not advertising your own product, which that can help loads of people. And I was like, yeah.
I should probably do that.
Yeah.
No, awesome. Right, well, so we should watch the little animation of it. So it's just like, kind of like a teaser, isn't it? Of what this. What is it?
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, I like that.
Nice one. And then was this something did you say you didn't have it ready in the beginning? It was something you've added later, or was this?
No, so this is like the main thing that I used to kind of get people interested, because it was sort of like So if you have it on Twitter, you'd have the video and then the more of an explanation at the top leading to the website, if that makes sense. So this is like a bit of like that thing just to get animators' attention, because I figured like what better way to get animators' attention than to do a really nice animation.
Yeah.
You know, it like works because people are like, oh, that looks nice. And then they're like, oh, actually it is a thing that I can use. So it was always kind of paired with some, like a little bit of text at the top saying like, you know, have you had projects that haven't gone so well? Have you wanted to charge your clients for project files and things like that? And then like, go here to find out more, sort of thing.
Absolutely. I think there's no better product to sell when there's like a real pain, when someone's, I suppose it's harder to sell to someone just starting out because they'll be like, I don't need that, whatever. But someone who has been through that pain and will remember that pain, and then they can spend whatever it is just to get that document that's been done, worked on by solicitors, that kind of almost becomes an industry standard. It's like pretty easy. Easy sell, really, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Cool. Have we got any more? So we've got one more from Hayley as well, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Watch that as well. This one's not an animation, controversially.
That looks familiar.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So, first of all, if Hayley, if you could tell us why you chose that one, once I find my. Yeah, why did you choose that one?
Yeah, so, well, I think it was advertised to me because I recently bought a new camera, the Canon M50, and I think I was searching like YouTube, like what's the best camera for live streaming, blah, 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 things like that. So I think that's why it was advertised to me. But I chose it because I just thought, I thought, oh, what is this? Like, you know, when you see something and you think this looks really bad, and like the girl really annoys me, but then I actually like, you sort of quite like it because you're like, well, actually this is sort of relevant and targeted to me. But I'm just like, I don't want to buy it just because that ad is so cheesy and bad. But, yeah.
Brilliant. Well, there was a bit of a discussion because Chris Ducker, the guy who hosted this conference, we're in like a Facebook group, and he did a really kind of smooth video, and everyone was like, "What have you bought?" And it was that one. Yeah. And then I'd been looking at them a bit more, but I went with I've obviously got one. I'm cool. But I got a different one. I bought one, so I was going to get that one, and then I just went on Amazon and like looked at all of them, and then this. I think the great thing about Amazon is like showed like 500 people bought it and all rated it 5 stars, whereas with the Smooth or whatever it's called, I knew one person that had it, but I didn't find her that annoying. I thought watching it now with everyone, it was a bit cheesy, but at the time I was looking at, oh, that's cool. It does like that. It tracks you and everything like that.
Yeah, it is cheap, and I think it does sort of speak to who perhaps their overall market is in terms of those people that are sort of, well, not even like trying to become the influencer sort of, but in terms of people that are looking to spend more time taking videos and photos of themselves. It probably did fit that demographic. So no, I thought whilst it was cheesy, I thought it was a reasonable ad.
I think if it didn't go on as long as it did, it wouldn't be as.
Yeah, you sort of get the idea after something.
Yeah,
You do.
And then she kind of goes on and on, like you kind of get what it does, but you don't need to go that far. And then I do get what you mean. Like you do think, oh, she needs to like maybe just stop. But
stop smiling.
Yeah, but it's the kind of like no, it's the expression.
The falseness of sort of
yes.
Isn't it? Yeah.
You can actually like I'm being paid to do this. Try and. Yeah, but no, I do like it. I think that shows what it does. I mean, when you first bought it, I thought, oh, it's just a tripod. But then you actually see what it does, and I think that video does show really well what it does.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it takes a bit of getting used to. I think I remember you.
It does, yeah. It does kind of. I still haven't quite cracked it, and also it's not compatible with my phone.
So you bought what last week or the week before?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was just like, it's fine. I'll do a software update. So yeah, we're probably using your iPhone.
Yeah.
It's quite cool. It does like time lapses, Hayley, like where you can put the beginning of the time lapse like in that corner of the office, and then the end of it in that corner. So it does like a really cool like panned time lapse.
That's good.
So we're moving into a new office on New Year's Eve, funnily enough, and we're going to be doing more sort of behind the scenes stuff. So it was kind of got it for that, and do more video as per Chris Ducker made a big thing about. People want to see 99% of the work you do is behind closed doors, and that's what everyone wants to see.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to be doing more of that. Cool. So Hayley, if I am a motion designer and I want to hear your podcast and join your sort of community, where would I go?
Go to motionhatch.com and everything's there. So it has the podcast and the freelance contract bundle there, and yeah, you can sign up to join the community as well.
Brilliant. And who do you interview on the podcast? Is it like other designers, or do you have like businessy people as well, or?
Yeah, so it's a mixture. So we've had like lawyers and accountants on there, you know, and them talking about how what they do relates to motion design and how it can help motion designers. And then we've also had like motion designers and illustrators and, you know, people who are like teaching businessy stuff. And yeah, I want to get more people on from kind of the entrepreneurial scene on as well, because I think a lot of the stuff applies to, you know, the creative industries as well. And the thing I like about it is I like interviewing people from outside the industry too, because then they're bringing their expertise into the industry, and we can learn from them as motion designers how to run our businesses better. So, yeah.
No, absolutely. Well, I know quite a good agency owner that's good at like lead generation, ads and things like that. He might be available, don't know. And if I want to get some animations done, how do I get in touch with you? Because that's like a separate business essentially, isn't it?
Yeah, so at the moment my animation stuff is at hayleyakins.com. So it's HAYLEYAKINS.com.
Fantastic.
Cool. Thank you very much, Hayley. And yeah, I think we've got another guest. Is it the Christmas special next week, or is that the week?
Yeah, you know how I never sort of checked this before. I've done that again. So, what? How many weeks have we got till?
I think it's two. There's two more before.
Okay, so we have got a guest next week. So we've got Hayley Anna, that's in like our mastermind group. She's coming on for the Christmas special. That's in 2 months' time. And then next week we have got someone else who I will tell you about shortly.
This person
is I'm a big fan of this person. I've known them for a long time, and they're going to bring some really, really great ads on, and some really, I think, inspirational ads that they've seen across social media. My internet is really slow today. I bet we've got no one on. I bet it's like I think we should hold out now for so yeah. Oh no, we have got right. So we've got Bob Gentle. I was a guest on his podcast the other week. His podcast is really cool. Hayley, if you've not heard of it before, it's kind of helps solopreneurs. So basically, he's interviewed a load of some of the speakers, some of the delegates from the Upreneur Summit. It's really interesting, and they talk about all sort of business side of things as well. So Bob is from Scotland. He runs a sort of design and marketing agency in Aberdeen. It was at one point there was about 30 staff, and now they've sort of drawn it back into about 6, but they're making more money, so we might sort of talk about some of that stuff. And he's a bit of a character as well. He wore a kilt to sign the day before the conference, like signing registration. But then quickly changed into normal clothes like an hour after, because no one else did anything funny. So you might have to rinse for that next week.
Cool.
But,
sounds good.
Yes, thank you so much, Hayley, and we'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me on. Thanks.
No worries.
Thanks, Ellie. Bye.